One of the central features of the Avodat Yom Kippurim, the Yom Kippur service that was in the Beit HaMikdash, was the Goral, the two lots that were drawn to determine the fate of the two goats. The Kohen Gadol would draw lots, which would assign one goat to be La Hashem, to be offered as a chatat, a sin offering, and have its blood sprinkled in the Kodesh HaKodashim of the Beit HaMikdash, while the other lot was the fate of the La'azazel, where the goat was brought out into the desert and thrown off a cliff. The Gemara Masechet Yoma and Daf Lamed Tet Amud Aleph tells us that during the first 40 years of Shimon HaTzadik's tenure as the Kohen Gadol, the lot that bore the words La Hashem would always end up in Shimon HaTzadik's right hand. But after those 40 years, the pattern was broken. It was no longer predictable which hand would choose that lot of La Hashem. Clearly, the Gemara refers here to a general spiritual decline that was reflected in this change of the pattern. The 40 years of a consistent discovery of La Hashem and the right hand somewhat how signified the nation's elevated stature, which after 40 years began to decline. During those years of elevated spiritual stature, the people were worthy to have that additional sign from the heavens that La Hashem was always in the Kohen's strong hand, his right hand. But why would that seem to be a favorable omen? Within each and every person, there are always the conflicting tendencies, the tug and the pull between our behaving La Hashem or La Azazel. Every person has both a Yetzer HaTov and a Yetzer Hara. Every person finds the desire to be good, but also the pressure to perhaps, God forbid, not follow those instincts. Explain the Yalkut Yehuda that what the Gemara is teaching us is that spiritual success, tshuva, drawing close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, doesn't mean eliminating the pull of the La'azazel, but rather keeping it in the left hand, in a disadvantaged position. We'll always have those two lots in our hands. That's the lot of life. And as human beings, we'll never feel exclusively driven to the direction of La Hashem without experiencing an element of La Azazel. But our challenge is not to try to change that reality, but rather to ensure that the drive of La Hashem will always be in our right hand, our primary, our stronger goal and objective, because we are bound to err and to stumble at times. But as much as possible, we need to make sure that the left hand is what holds the La'azazel, that it is the lesser part of us that has those mishaps, whereas the stronger part of our existence will always be the La Hashem. That's the message of the two lots for each of us.